Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tracy and for today's video I'm taking part with the monthly global video collab group. We are a group of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators from around the world. We get together every single month and take part in a video hop. Now for August, our theme is Christmas in August and I have an awesome card for you today. Let me bring it in and show you. It uses two of the new bundles from the Stampin' Up! Mini catalogue and it's a bit of an interactive card. So we have a little slider with the bunny coming out from behind those trees and he skis along the slope. Let's get started. All the supplies I'm using for today's card can be seen on the screen. Head over to my blog for all the measurements and the supplies will be over there as well. I'm using two bundles from the mini catalogue, the Coming Home bundle and the Freezing Fun. This makes this card so easy to create. The card base is Seaside Spray. This is a really nice pretty blue. It's like a periwinkle blue. And for the matting to create this interactive sliding feature, we need thick Whisper White. Now you do need a really thick piece of cardstock to create this so it doesn't fall apart. I'm lining it up at 1 inch and I'm just going to make a cut. It's a slit that's not going all the way through. As you can see, there's a little bit on either side. This is for the bunny to slide all the way across. We have crumb cake cardstock here and I have two of the houses in that stamp set Coming Home, and I will be stamping that smaller house on the Whisper White here in just a minute as well. So we have the bunny from the Freezing Fun stamp set, and we're also going to stamp that wreath from the Coming Home bundle as well. Okay, so I'm starting off with Cherry Cobbler, and although I'm colouring in that smaller house, the door and the windows, I don't actually need them because I'm going to be stamping on the Whisper White and doing those as well. So I have the dark Cherry Cobbler for the chimney, and then we're using the light for that red door. Also using it for that wreath. So we have Shaded Spruce stamping blends for the wreath, and I've just gone in with the dark one, created a few little shadows and coloured it in with the light. Balmy Blue is what we're using for the windows, so colouring, we only need 3 of those windows on the larger house, and then I'm going to come back through and colour in what we stamped on the Whisper White. They're going to be fussy cut and glued straight on top of the crumb cake card. I'm using the crumb cake combo for the roof, just to create a little bit of extra detail. I'm going to fussy cut those windows and the door really quickly. They will be glued on with liquid glue to our crumb cake card. We're bringing in a smoky slate. This is the dark, and I'm going to come in with the light. And then we have Petal Pink for his ears. We have Basic Black for the skis, and for his scarf we're using the Cherry Cobbler again. So I'm colouring in the scarf with the light, and then I'm creating the stripes with the dark Cherry Cobbler. Don't forget his cheeks with the Petal Pink there. So super simple colouring. There's not a lot to it. I don't do really huge amount of blending or anything like that. I just keep it nice and simple. Okay, so I have my Big Shot here. You can use any die cutting machine that you have. I'm going to cut out both of those houses there, and the wreath and the little bunny. I have a snowbank, and this one is from the Coming Home bundle, and I need 2 small trees and 2 large trees from that bundle as well. I'm just creating that little snowdrift piece there, and this die cut's absolutely beautiful. We have the Seaside Spray ink, and I'm using an ink blending tool. This is a Tim Holtz ink blending tool, but you can use a sponge dauber or sponges to do this. It works just the same. I just find it a little bit easier to use this ink blending tool. So I've sponged all the way around the edge all around the card. And then I'm bringing that snowflake stamp in and stamping that in the background. I'm going to glue on those little pieces that we've fussy cut out. Doesn't that look good? It just looks so much better than colouring in over the crumb cake. Going to pop up with a mini dimensional that wreath on top of the home, and then we're going to glue the two homes together so they just overlap a little bit, using the Tombow Mono multi glue to glue them together. Gluing that snowbank down, I'm just using liquid glue as well. Super easy. And I'm going to chop off those edges so the actual die cut's a little bit longer than what we need. Now we have the foam adhesive strips. Now these work really well. I'm going to add one down the very bottom of the back and then on the top of that slit. So we have some acetate here that I've just got a strip of. Now the biggest tip I can give you is don't add glue to the very bottom of your image, because you want to be able to sit it in the slit so it's actually sitting on top of the slit rather than going along the very edge. So I'm just going to add a little bit of tear and tape on the back so that acetate's not going anywhere. Okay, so I'm lining it up, and then I'm just going to chop off the excess there so it runs along that gutter perfectly. Now we need to create that pull tab, and I have a 1/2 inch strip here and it's a lot longer than we need, but I'm just going to stamp my sentiment first, and in that stamp set there is a stamp that says "we," and I think this is perfect. I didn't stamp it well the first time, so I'm going to stamp it again, and then we're going to place it in. I'm going to add some tear and tape to the acetate, and this is all about making sure that it's in the right spot, because we want to be able to pull that bit of card and the bunny goes along the strip. So keeping the bunny straight exactly where I need him, and the sentiment piece goes in the middle. So it's just going to run through that gutter. So I have a little bit too much, so I'm just chopped off that excess, and I'm just going to create that stop guard with the foam adhesive strip there. You want to run it through a few times to make sure that there's no snags. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit more of that foam adhesive strip on the top, the sides, and in that middle so it doesn't bend in or collapse. I hate making cards that fall apart when you send them. Okay, so I'm going to pop these houses down. Now, the biggest thing is you really want to make sure that you're not popping any of the foam adhesive where it's going to stop that bunny from being able to be moved forward. So we're just going down the very bottom along the left hand side of the houses and up on the chimney, and that doesn't impede the bunny from movement at all. So all our trees are going to be glued down with liquid adhesive, and this just adds a little bit of extra dimension, but you want to make sure that they're not going to get in the road of the bunny. Don't want to snag him up as he's sliding along the snow. I'm going to come in with the Wink Stella and just add a little bit of shimmer and shine. I will be coming back in to create some really great detail as well. Now we're going to use that, but not just yet, it's too soon. So taking the backings off, making sure I'm hanging on to that pull strip so it's not stuck on the adhesive anywhere. And then we're going to attach it to our card base. I've also just cut off just a slight piece of that pull tab. So we're using the Seaside Spray metallic ribbon, and I'm going to pop a glue dot on each side to secure it into place. It just makes it easier to adhere it to the pull tab. And then I'm going to come in with a stapler. Now this is just a normal stapler to staple that ribbon down. Okay, now I've got the shimmery crystal effects. Now I'm actually using some Dazzling Deep Diamonds glitter. Stampin' Up! Don't actually hold glitter anymore, but I highly recommend grabbing some glitter and using it. I think it needed that little bit of extra sparkle. So just popping that all on. It is so pretty. Now you are going to have to make sure that you do not move your bunny while this dries. It's going to take quite a while to dry. The Dazzling Details actually dries hard and it's perfect for your glitter. So I left this overnight before I moved my bunny at all. You really want to make sure that it's completely dry. I'm going to also do the roof, and I have mist down the bottom of that card as well. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. I'd love it if you left me a comment, and if you haven't hit subscribe, please do that as well. Now, there is plenty of other inspiration for you on this video hop, so please check the description of this video and have a look at what the other demonstrators have created. I will be back with another video very soon, so hopefully you can join me for that one too. Until then, have a wonderful day. Bye bye.